Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Explainer. Today we're unpacking a truly fascinating piece of source material that outlines a highly lucrative digital strategy. We're talking about the blueprint for profitable faceless finance channels. So if you're someone who loves learning about efficient, structured systems, and maybe you've wondered how some creators are quietly building massive income streams without all the usual fanfare, well, you are absolutely in the right place. We are going to break down exactly what this text reveals about this incredibly unique digital landscape.
Okay, let's dive right into this, because look at this number, $20,000. And to be clear, that is not an annual side hustle goal. According to the specific case study we're looking at, this is a monthly earnings figure, $20,000 a month. That's the staggering revenue generated by the channel model we are deconstructing today. It immediately grabs your attention, doesn't it? By putting this number front and center, the source is setting a massive benchmark for what's actually possible in this space. We are not talking about pocket change here. We're talking about a highly engineered, serious revenue-generating machine.
But here is the absolute kicker. The source text explicitly points out a really surprising detail right out of the gate. No camera needed. This massive income, this 20 grand a month, is achieved without the creator ever once stepping in front of a lens. There are no expensive lighting setups to buy, no hair and makeup to worry about, and literally zero on-camera performance anxiety to manage. The entire operation outlined here is completely faceless. It's a constraint, or rather, a total liberation from a constraint, that completely flips traditional content creation right on its head.
Which naturally leads us to the big, obvious question. How is this even possible without showing your face? I mean, we're so conditioned to believe that digital success requires this charismatic personality front and center constantly engaging with an audience, right? So how exactly does a channel pull in 20 grand every single month while the creator stays completely anonymous behind the scenes? Well, that is the core mystery of the case study we're reverse engineering today.
Let's start breaking down the mechanics of this, with Section 1, the faceless finance concept.
Now, what's really interesting here is how this specific blueprint actually operates. To grasp how it generates that kind of capital, we have to define the terminology our source material uses. Notice the fusion of two very distinct, powerful ideas. A faceless finance channel is defined as a highly profitable content stream focused specifically on the finance niche, requiring absolutely no on-camera host. The finance niche is traditionally known for having incredibly high advertising rates and really lucrative sponsorships. So by marrying that high-yield topic with a faceless delivery method, the source is outlining a streamlined, hyper-efficient digital asset. You basically remove the heavy friction of video production while directly targeting one of the most profitable subject matters out there.
And that brings us directly to Section 2, the no-camera advantage.
You know, the source text didn't just mention this as some casual afterthought. It proudly stated, "no camera needed," as a major selling point. And it really is a huge paradigm shift for anyone looking to build a digital asset. On one side, you've got your traditional on-camera setup. That usually means buying expensive gear, clearing out a dedicated studio space, and spending hours actually performing on camera. But on the flip side, we have the no camera needed model. This approach essentially wipes out all those traditional barriers to entry. By adopting this faceless model, the focus shifts entirely from the messenger to the message itself. It's a completely frictionless approach, letting the creator maintain a laser focus on the financial mechanics of the channel rather than sweating their visual performance.
And that structured focus perfectly sets up Section 3, the profitable blueprint.
The phrasing in our source makes it abundantly clear. Hitting that $20,000 monthly mark is no accident. It's not some stroke of viral luck. It is the direct result of a highly structured methodology. So the crucial point is how these pieces interlock into a repeatable system. This is quite literally the blueprint behind $20,000 monthly earnings. Drawing straight from the text, Step 1, target the finance niche. Basically, you go where the capital naturally flows. Step 2, remove the camera completely, minimizing your overhead and maximizing your production speed. Step 3, utilize this profitable blueprint, which the text frames as a heavily engineered approach to content creation. And finally, Step 4, scale to that $20,000 a month figure. These aren't just empty buzzwords. They are sequential steps in a highly engineered financial engine.
And this brilliantly illustrates the whole shebang, this single definitive quote from our source material, how this faceless finance channel makes $20,000 per month, no camera needed. It grounds the entire blueprint we've just unpacked in absolute reality. The engine powering these $20,000 monthly earnings relies entirely on this specific potent combo, a high-value niche, a highly scalable production method that completely removes the creator's face, and a proven monetization strategy. It is presented as the ultimate hyper-efficient digital asset.
Which leaves us with this final, really compelling thought to chew on. Think about the perceived barriers to building something substantial in the digital space.
This source material proves the viability of a completely alternative path. So, I want to leave you with this. What could you achieve if the camera was no longer an obstacle to this blueprint? If you completely remove the need to be the face of a project, could you engineer your own highly profitable asset? It's a fascinating question, and one that completely redefines how we think about building value today. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.